Boris Johnson realized far too late that he would have to give up his post as British Prime Minister. What remains is a country that resembles a shambles. How right David Cameron was, well, he probably didn't realize even then. In February 2016, the British Prime Minister at the time described the plans of a certain Boris Johnson as a leap into the unknown and the wrong step for our country. Boris Johnson, who was still Mayor of London at the time, had previously declared that he would support Great Britain's exit from the EU and so the Brexit from the European Union. Cameron's words succinctly sum up Boris Johnson's subsequent political career. Johnson's Brexit campaign wreaked havoc on his homeland. His campaign also marked the start of a new populist phase in world politics. Careers suddenly became possible that were previously completely unthinkable. Donald Trump moved into the White House in 2017, not Boris' fault, but still. Matteo Salvini shaped Italy's image as an interior minister from 2018, and in the 2019, the right-wing extremist Jair Bolsonaro took over as president in Brazil. And Johnson showed them how to come to power with lies and simple promises. The 58-year-old did not care about his country. He ruled regardless of losses, always looking out for his own advantage, but never in the interests of the British people. Worse still, he always seemed as if for him, the scion of wealthy parents, Oxford graduate and later journalist, politics was nothing more than just a game. Even Johnson's Brexit campaign was nothing more than a big gamble. When he decided to support leaving the EU, he had previously prepared two different columns for the British Daily Telegraph, one for and one against the exit. Johnson only backed the Brexit horse because it promised him greater chances of gaining power. When his compatriots actually voted to leave and Downing Street was within reach, he left the dirty work to others. Theresa May had to struggle for years to get a deal for the EU exit before Johnson took over the helm in 2019. Another 3 years later, Brexit may have been formally completed, but many problems are far from being solved. Johnson's daring course may have spelled the end of the UK in the long run. Brexit has created new tensions in Northern Ireland that could lead to reunification with Ireland. As an antidote, Johnson couldn't come up with anything better than threatening to flout the laboriously negotiated Northern Ireland Protocol with the EU. And in Scotland, First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has just launched a new independence referendum. Sturgeon justifies their ambitions with the fact that the Scots voted in 2016 to remain in the EU, so differently to what happened in 2014. The Brexit chaos will remain Johnson's legacy, but it's only a part of his turbulent political career. Johnson's controversial approach to the corona pandemic will also get stuck. The British may have initially run a faster vaccination campaign than many EU countries, but that does not hide the government's massive failure to fight the virus. Nowhere else in Europe have there been more corona deaths. At the same time, the Partygate revelations made it clear that the Prime Minister and his staff were not too particular about the corona rules. Johnson would have had to resign from office long ago for this affair alone. In addition, there are the many smaller and larger scandals that are almost forgotten. For example, the renovation of his official apartment that got out of hand, or most recently, the allegations of sexual harassment against Tory Chris Pincher, which Johnson has known for a long time. In the end, was the Pincher affair really one too many scandals? It's unlikely that there is even a shred of insight behind Johnson's announced resignation. He didn't say a word about his own mistakes when he announced in London on Wednesday that he wanted to vacate his post as soon as there was a Conservative Party leader again. Instead, it was his party that forced him to take this step. In general, the record of his tenure is impressive. That's what Johnson made clear, which is bullshit like hell. Because the opposite is the case. What remains is a country that is teetering on a more than uncomfortable future. Whoever succeeds Johnson faces difficult years in a politically and economically divided country. Money is unequally distributed in British society despite historically low unemployment. Decades of deindustrialization have drained Northern Ireland in particular, not Northern England, while the Ukraine and the war is sending prices skyrocketing. But Johnson's political end could also draw a line under the idea that politicians can have long-term success with simple truths on complex issues. Many of his populist imitators in Europe had recently suffered a similar fate. It would be at least a small consolation for all of us reasonable people. And I'll see you in my next video. Viel Spaß!